welcome to my channel. My name is Autumn Embers and today I am making an Edwardian house as part of my series of houses through the ages. And so the Edwardian period spanned the reign of King Edward VII, who reigned from 1901 till 1910, but the Edwardian period is sometimes extended to the start of the First World War. So the First World War broke out in 1914, and when the First World War broke out, it was see you later, alligator, we don't care for you Edwardian period because you are no more. So just to tell you who reigned after King Edward VII, it was George V, who reigned from 1910 till 1936. But like I said, when the First World War broke out, Edwardian period was no more. See you later Edwardian period, we've got the First World War to deal with. Okay. So what happened in the Edwardian era? It wasn't very long at all, but stuff did happen. Such as 1903, the suffragettes started some peaceful protests, but they were ignored. So they thought, let's, up the ante a little bit. And so started to chain themselves to the palace gates, to burning down churches and attacking MPs. In 1908, the Olympics were first held in England, go us. And then in 1912, RMS Titanic set off on its maiden voyage on the 10th of April, where about 1,500 lives were lost. In 1913, Emily Davison was one of the suffragettes who was fighting for women's votes, who threw herself in front of the King's Halls at Epsom, Derby on June the 13th. And then in 1914, the outbreak of the First World War started, and back then it was called and known as the Great War. Obviously, a lot more happened during this time. I just, picked out a few bits and pieces. The Edwardian era was also the last British era to be named after the reigning monarch, which is understandable. Royal names are not very varied, are they? They keep using the same names over and over again. Just mix it up a little bit. Just mix it up. The Edwardian architecture. So what separates the Edwardian architecture to the Victorian? So Edwardian architecture was less ornate compared to the Victorians. This was because the Edwardians was very heavily influenced by the arts and crafts movement, which meant the design was more simple and they appreciated the handmade items more, which makes sense because the Victorians, they liked the more mass-produced items, whereas Edwardians went for more handmade items. And the one thing that I kept seeing over and over and over again when I was looking at the difference between Edwardian homes and Victorian homes, and what made an Edwardian home and how you can identify an Edwardian home and if you're living in one yourself, is that the Victorian homes were small, dark, dinky and cluttered. The Edwardian homes was quite the opposite to that because they were bigger, they were larger, they were roomy, they had bigger hallways, they were lighter, they had more windows, they were breezy and just basically much more easier and bigger to live in. And so I was like, okay, I get it, they were bigger, okay. And I actually built this opposite the Victorian house that I built, and every now and again whilst I was building this, I just kept turning the camera around and going, oh, wow, yeah, they're a lot bigger. I can totally tell the difference now. They're so different. As I was decorating it, I thought, okay, this is where they get kind of confused and sort of like, mixed up, because the furniture that I was kind of putting down was like, oh, this furniture could, quite happily sitting in a Victorian home. So I think that's where the confusion happens, is through the furniture. Also, dormer windows were a thing as well. So what other things did the Edwardians like? They liked their houses to be made out of red brickwork. As you can see, I am using red brickwork alongside some sort of like white rendering. So I'm thinking that this Edwardian home, I'm only decorating one out of the two. I'm thinking that these Edwardian homes were renovated from the inside out, and so they decided to render parts of the house and just to keep some of the red brickwork. And they liked to have some porches with wooden frames that I've got here, mock Tudor cladding that you saw from the outside at the top of where the roofing is, wider hallways, parquet wood floors, wider brighter rooms, stained glass. Right, I had a problem with the stained glass because there isn't much stained glass in The Sims 4. We do have some of it included with Strangerville with the doors, which is brilliant because the doors that they used in Edwardian era is very similar to the doors that we have in Strangerville, so that was great. The other stained glass that we have in The Sims 4 is from the Realm of Magic pack. I do use a little bit of that at the front. But yeah, I found it very hard to implement the stained glass into the Sims 4 Edwardian home because we don't have much of it, so I did try. Pastel colours were also a thing, so they liked a little bit of a light blue, light aqua colour. I was struggling with the light aqua colour because do you mean like light green aqua or do you mean light blue aqua? I don't know. And there wasn't many light aqua colours in the game. There were very vivid in your face aqua colours. I was like, no, that's not pastel, is it? So I was struggling with that colour. And they liked a little bit of pale fresh green / sage. As you can see here in the kitchen, I have used pale green colour. I do change it to a sage colour because I was really wanting that wooden border at the top of the wallpaper, or the paint here, which this light green colour doesn't have, which is really annoying because this looks very similar to the light pale green colour that I was finding that the Edwardians apparently used, and it was annoying that you didn't have that border around it, so I changed it for the sage green colour that did have the border around it. Pink colour / dusty pale pink, light grey, a candle yellow, mustard warm yellow. Floral wallpapers. We don't really have any floral wallpapers in the game. I did try to use the base game floral paper, and I really wanted to use the floral paper, but the floral wallpaper, I find the base game version, it's very whitewashed. It just all drains your room and you just sucks the life out of your room, and it's like, I don't like it. I'm changing it, and so to compromise and trying to keep that floral ness in there, I decided to go to the gallery and find some floral artwork and then pop that in there to have a nice little nod and to be a little more sympathetic towards the Edwardian era, so pop those down. What else did they like? They went in for ornate rugs, geometric floor tiles that had an earthy colour palette for high traffic areas like the kitchen / hallway. Red tiles were used. I did go ahead and try to use red tiles in the kitchen. It was a little bit too much in your face, so I put the red tiles into the hallway. As I was looking up red or just Edwardian floor tiles, I did notice there was a lot of diamond pattern included in the floor tiles. Oh, I could recreate that in The Sims 4, and I pressed Ctrl F to get the triangle tile that you can then use to create the diamond effect or whatever pattern you now want to create. So I did that for the hallway, not the kitchen. It was a little bit too much. And also they went in for a bit of a wicker furniture. When I think of wicker, I don't think of Edwardian, I think of the 70s. But no, they like a little bit of a wicker furniture. And as I was decorating this, I kind of forgot they liked wicker furniture. So I do put down a little bit more wicker furniture. I only really found wicker furniture in the side chairs, and so that's what I put down. So I put down the island liver wicker chair that you can see here. It's just behind the fireplace. And I put down the laundry day stuff wicker chair because, like I said, they were the only two wicker items I could find. Clutter was bad. No clutter. Very little clutter. I do put a little bit of clutter in this home just because it felt like as I was taking the screenshot, it needed it. There's a little bit, just a tiny little bit, I didn't go overboard. I don't go into clutter myself. I don't go overboard with clutter when I do it, so just a little bit of clutter. Wing chairs, yay, they were good. Tasseled lampshades. So I do put some down here, like that one over there, the grey one. So I do put them in around the house. They also went in for some Tiffany lamps. I had no idea what a Tiffany lamp was, so I looked it up and discovered it was very similar to the cats and dogs lamp with the sort of like glass lampshade. So I put them down absolutely everywhere along with the tasseled lamp shade. What else did they go in for? They liked a little bit mahogany wood. Again, I wouldn't think Edwardian like a little bit mahogany, but they do. Because normally when I think of mahogany wood, I would think of the 70s. And mahogany wood is a reddish brown timber. Chimneys were sitting further down the roof, so they were directly over the fireplace. You would typically find Edwardian homes in leafy suburban areas. They also liked ferns, which was also, again, 70s. I would normally think of the 70s, but no, they liked ferns in their homes. Like, okay, sure, like a little bit of fern. So I put lots of them about. It's really annoying that these ferns, they stick out so much. It's so annoying because you want to use them because they're really nice plants in the game, but you don't want them sticking through to the other side of the wall or interrupting the other house that you're not decorating. Because I was like, okay, I may be making two Edwardian homes from the outside, but I'm not going to do it from the inside because you don't need to see me doing it twice. And I already decided I was going to merge the modern suburban style in with the Edwardian style. You don't need to see me do it twice, do you? No. So I only did one of them. So you could quite happily decorate the other one yourself. You can do it in Edwardian style or Victorian style, or just like whatever style that you fancy. I just didn't want to do it twice. That was all. So that's why I left the other one empty. The one that I left empty is a 3-bedroom home. This one, the one that I'm decorating, now it does start off as a 4-bedroom home. I cut it down to 3 bedrooms because I was really struggling with the colours and trying to make the bedrooms a nice merge of the two styles. And I thought, okay, let's just cut one down so I don't have to do a 4th one and just make it into a study because I haven't got a study. It's nice to have studies in your Sims 4 home, so that's what I decided to do. I struggled with this room because this room is actually a modern extension that perhaps the Sims are living here just put on because they needed a little bit more room. And I was really confused because, like, okay, this is a modern extension. Do I go for a more modern look because it is shut off, there is no archway, it is a closed door? I could go a little bit more modern, or do I keep with the merge of a modern suburban and Edwardian? What do I do? I don't know. I kept going back and forth, changing the colour, trying to get it right. I then went for the merge of the two styles. I put down mustard kind of winged chairs because that included 2 items that they liked. I thought that was brilliant. The tiles that I put down on the kitchen walls, they have nothing to do with Edwardian style. I just wanted to use them because I find kitchens nowadays really boring and dull and difficult to do, and just to mix things up a little bit. I've seen some pictures on the gallery that are actual tiles that you could use as like kitchen tiles or wherever you want to sit the tiles, and I thought, okay, if I'm finding it boring now and dull to do kitchens, let's use those kitchen tiles that I found on the gallery and just use them in this build just to mix up a little bit. And I quite like it. I think it suits, suits the style. I quite like those tiles. All this bedroom, the master bedroom, oh my lordy baldy, I went through so many colour changes because, like I said, the Edwardians liked a little bit of floral wallpaper and we don't really have it in the game, so I tried to use this base game floral wallpaper, and yeah, it just sucks out the life out the room. It was whitewashing everything. It kind of looked like grandma's bedroom. She's fine, don't mind that. I just wanted, keep it nice, modern and fresh. And so I took away the floral wallpaper and I kept changing my mind. Do I go for like a dusty pink? Because I really wanted to use as many Edwardian colours in this build, but also at the same time I wanted them to merge and, you know, work together. I know they're separate rooms, but not look like they're separate rooms and make it so obvious. They're all like painted in different colours. And yeah, I kept going back and forth, like, because they also do use like lilac colours. I did see that somewhere, and I was like, oh, shall I use that? I don't know. So yeah, I was second guessing myself throughout the top half of this build. I much prefer the bottom half of this build, where the kitchen is and the dining room is. The layout for this house I actually got off from an estate agent website. I looked up Edwardian houses, real life ones, and I found an Edwardian home, and I was like, okay, I like your layout, I'm going to use that in The Sims 4. So the layout is, I think the downstairs and the upstairs is from the same house. So yeah, the layout is from a real life house, as is an Edwardian house. So yeah. So I do change it. I get confused and I move on very quickly. So I'm like, oh, let's just move on quickly, shall we? This turns into a double twin bedroom for toddlers. Yes. And halfway through, I was trying to put down like a, what's it called? A doll house. And I was trying to put it into the toddler's room. And then I quickly remembered, well, oh, hang on. The toddlers, they don't play with dolls. No, I need to put that in the kids' room. And I spent so long trying to find a place in the toddlers' room for it to go. And then it finally clicked with me. Toddlers don't play with dolls. They're too young for it. Here it is. No. But I do put down some toddler tablets in there. They got one each. So you got that down there. With the toddler bedroom, again, I was confused because it's in the modern extension of the house. So do I decorate it in a modern style, or do I go for more traditional Edwardian look? I don't know. And then in the end, when I was taking the screenshots, the bedroom that has the child's dollhouse in it and the toddler bedroom, I do go, oh, I think I've done it the wrong way round, because the child's room is more of a modern suburban look, and the toddler room, which is in the modern extension, it has a nice merge of the two. And I was go, oh, they should have been the other way round, if anything, because they're in the wrong part of the house. But I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I did swap out the rugs. So the rug that is in the toddler bedroom gets moved to the child's bedroom, and the child's rug gets moved to, just replace the toddler room with a fluffy rug, I can't remember. But the toddler rug gets replaced to the child's room. I put it in a study because you can't have a good Edwardian home without study. I don't know. I did look up what are your Edwardian bookcases, what do they look like, what does an Edwardian desk look like. I did look those up because I had to know. So the wood tones that aren't mahogany, I do change them to mahogany. If they're not mahogany, they are white. So I'm going to leave this video here. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed watching. I do show you the bathroom. I read that if you want to create a good looking Edwardian bathroom, the quickest and easiest way is just to go black and white. So that's what I did. So anyways, I'm going to leave you guys here. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed watching. This house will be on the gallery under my name, Autumn Embers YT. And I will see you, I don't know, on the next one. So thank you and goodbye.